Hi Nick,
how are you?
Just sum up how you have found this Six Nations.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved it. Obviously, haven't played in the Six Nations before this season, and something you always dreamed of. So from that point of view, been just feeling incredibly grateful to be given the opportunities. But obviously started off disappointing with the France game being my first one, but since then it's been incredibly enjoyable turning it around, and then obviously the England game was a special day, but looking forward to hopefully finishing it strong and seeing what we can get out of it.
I have to ask you about Stuart McCloskey, just knowing him so well. Everyone's talking about him this championship. His confidence is so high. I'm sure you're so pleased for him. Yeah, it could do with him, his confidence not being as high sometimes when you spend as long with him as I do. But no, like Stu's just showing what, I mean, we at Ulster have already known for a number of years, I feel, which is that he's one of the best players in the world. And I think it's been the talk of world rugby almost, it feels like, but I wouldn't say it's surprising in any way to me. But yeah, obviously, actually, I'm delighted for him, but he's certainly happy for himself too. So.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not.
Neil.
Just to stay on Stu, as someone who's had to be really patient for your opportunity as well, like, do you draw a lot of inspiration from the way he's like nailed down his place in the team even into his 30s?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of almost even said it to him the other day. There actually is an incredible story there, really, of like just perseverance. That's got to be, for me, being so close to him and for being in actually quite a similar position, probably in a lot of ways, definitely. But just for anyone, really, any professional rugby players, like it's a great story, and I think it's a great reflection on Irish rugby that like not being he's probably never really been a starter consistently until this year. And he's 33. Like, there'd probably be a lot of places in the world in world rugby where they'd be closed-minded enough where the door would be closed at that stage. So I think it's actually an incredible story, really. Yeah.
Murray, then Derek.
I just want to ask you about a moment in the England game where I think Johnson gets the turnover.
Yeah.
He makes the tackle, so he gets all the credit. Can you describe how that's become such a big part of your game? Because it's probably one of your biggest strengths, like kick chase.
Yeah, it was actually Bill Johnston, if you remember Bill, played with Ulster from Munster. We played an A game back in 2020 for Ulster against Munster A, and he gave like a good minute or two speech before the game about how no one else really cares about kick chase, but he had like this massive thing for kick chase, and it was when box kicks were like starting to become really big. And he'd be like honestly circling around the backfield 20 metres behind the rope trying to time it so he'd sprint onto it. And I was just like, I just thought it was class. So I was like, I'm going to do that with you. So then since then I've tried to, it actually became a really good way like to get into games and stuff. It's like, if you're going to be kicking the ball away, which like at the start of my career felt like box kicking was very frowned upon. Now it's just like you have to, but in my eyes it was like, if we're going to kick the ball away, I might as well make this part of my game too. So try to chase kicks.
And I presume coaches and teammates love that stuff.
Yeah, they tend to. Yeah, like it's a big emphasis on what we do in general is like running fast, being fit in teams, trying to outwork them and stuff. So be heavily encouraged. Yeah, if you can find moments like that in games, give yourself energy and give the team energy. And sometimes they can be kind of like you feel wrecked at the end of them because you've just gone a big sprint, and in that scenario, it's only on the pitch, so it's obviously no excuse not to. But you kind of do feel better when you almost feel ahead of the game because you're obviously going a lot of the time faster than the opposition will be, so trying to feel better about yourselves. Yeah.
Thanks, Derek.
What's going on at Ulster in a sense that we would know Richie Murphy well? There seems to be a new mindset up there. Is that young players are bringing enthusiasm? Is that older players are established players are getting more confidence from Richie? But certainly, I mean, Ulster were lucky to lose at the weekend. I know you guys weren't there. There just seems to be a sea change there, as if something has ingrained confidence or something. Yeah,
well, I think the coaching staff sort of getting more settled. They got, obviously, they've now sort of reassembled that 20s coaching team fully, and Mark Sexton's been a big part of that, and Richie's kind of got his everything set up for himself into his second season now, and I think it's obviously finally coming to fruition. I think last year we were obviously very poor, and it can be a bit of a cycle, but then once we had that chance of a full season of work under our belt with the coaches and players, that bit of confidence starts to take in, and then some of the younger lads coming through, obviously massive impact. And as an older player now, I guess like there is nothing more confidence filling than seeing 20, 21-year-olds coming through who you look at and you're like, this lad can be as good as anyone really. So I think like we definitely have a young team, but we've got a fairly good mix, you would say, of like some experience as well. So in combination of factors leading to us having certainly a much better season, but there's still, yeah, as you said, yesterday on Saturday was a disappointing result, but I feel like we have the potential to keep going in the right direction, definitely.
Okay, we keep telling our readers that that Johnny's brother is up there. That's it's just Mark is there. Can you just tell us one specific that Mark does to other than just vaguely going, he has to be good, he's Johnny's brother. But what have you found that say Mark has done the biggest impact that he's had?
Well, we've been calling Johnny Mark's brother for the last few weeks. Like knowing the three Sexton brothers, like there is just a temperament that's different to 99.9% of other people, and there's rugby knowledge that like presumably everyone in rugby can watch the way that, for example, Johnny played throughout his career and try to coach it, but that's why coaches are like, it's a hard thing to do because you have to actually have everyone fully believe you that you're telling the right things and that it means something to do them, and I think does an incredibly convincing job of doing that. So it's obviously a bit like your brother was one of the best Irish rugby players of all time, so you have access to all this amazing experience and knowledge, and I'm sure they talk about rugby loads, but like Mark's he's his own man. It's not like short on or command of a room or any of that stuff. Like he can get people going in the direction he wants them to, so he's pretty impressive with it.
So knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing where
pretty much, yeah. I guess he'd say it like that.
And Sinead, Johnny, then Susanna.
Nick, that performance against England, does that just kind of set a bar for you now going forward?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like we sort of knew, or we thought we knew anyway, that kind of performance was in us, and that's probably been the frustration over the last however many months you want to say, that we probably didn't have as many of those as we did, but I think that spark of that knowledge that it is still there, and that we can still do that, sharpens the mind and gives that bit of confidence that, there was certainly a lot of, felt like outside noise probably doubting us going into that game, definitely. So proving ourselves right probably gives us that confidence to kick on now, hopefully. So we've shown what we can do. No excuse for not doing anymore, yeah. So.
And you mentioned there about the kick, like what else, you've made such an impact when you've come on, what else has been a point of difference do you feel for you this season?
Just the last few games I feel like just energy and enthusiasm. Like I'm actually not very used to coming off the bench really at all. I don't do it all that often for Ulster and stuff, but just knowing that you only have whatever it is, 20 or 30 minutes, and just with how, like I was saying before, how like grateful I actually feel to be playing. Like I've experienced not playing for quite a long time, so like really the forefront of my mind is how lucky I am to actually be on the pitch. So I just want to get as involved as I possibly can and get as much out as I can, and I'm actually not thinking a whole lot of really like what the tactical things I need to do or what I'm just go on and just be as energetic and as enthusiastic as possible, and hopefully the lads around you feel better for it. So.
Thanks, Johnny.
Nick, just the piece about waiting for opportunity. Did you ever get disenchanted with the system? Just waiting for opportunity?
I wouldn't say with the system, but like there was definitely times where I was be fairly sure I wouldn't be playing for Ireland again. Like last year's Six Nations didn't get picked in the wider squad, and it's when you're 29 and you have like a couple of caps, so it's like it's not like you're a complete unknown or anything. It's like fairly easy to believe that there's chances might not come around again. So I'd say like I was relatively proud of myself for not getting disenthused or anything, and sticking at it and backing myself and being able to get back to this point. I'd be pretty happy with that, but I wouldn't say it's the system necessarily. But.
You came from a sevens background, didn't you?
Yeah.
What sort of influence has playing sevens had on just the way you played in background?
It's a long time ago now. I would say there's probably less. The one thing I would say is just like the the speed aspect really of like sevens teaches you how much you actually can run fast and how much sprinting you can actually do. And sometimes, certainly as a forward in 15s, it can be easy to get into being a bit one-paced and it's a bit of a slog the whole time and you're constantly doing things. But I guess just that experience of sevens where games are won and lost and the ability to sprint, I'd like to keep that going myself as much as possible. It's obviously a good number of years now that I haven't actually played sevens, so it's probably wearing off, unfortunately.
Suzanne?
You've kind of answered this in a roundabout way, but you keep talking about how incredibly grateful you are to even be on the pitch. Is there any frustration in that you haven't been given a shot yet in a starting jersey, or is it just a happy
well, like everyone wants to start, and I'd love to start as well, but like a lot of people have kind of said that to me, like, oh, when are you going to start? Are you going to, because friends and family, they're obviously trying to imply that I've been going well off the bench and stuff, and obviously I would love to start still, but I still feel like I'm playing the game. Like if you come on for 30 minutes at Twickenham, like maybe you'd argue the game wasn't necessarily in the balance at that stage, but like that's a pretty important part of things. And I've always tried to like not worry too much about selection or whatever it is, but the fact that the coaches are backing me to be in the squad and to come on when games are being decided or not, and I'm getting to do what I've always dreamed of doing, like not worrying too much about what number I've got in my back, you know.
And obviously, sorry, last one. All the limelight on McCloskey and like Balakoot at the moment, class for them. But is there also a sense of like more quietly you being quite happy with your growth yourself over the past months? Yeah,
like I'm not massively concerned with limelight and stuff. I've been happy certainly with how this Six Nations gone, infinitely better than any of the other Six Nations that I've been involved in that I've actually gotten to play, and I feel like I've been actually fairly happy and gotten mostly positive feedback from the coaches and stuff. So, but like it's been great to be good friends with Rob Balakoot and Stu and see them show everyone what they can do. Like that's been an incredible experience as part of it as well. So, couldn't be happier for them really.
Last two questions, Ruth, then Tom.
Sorry, Nick, I just want to ask you about Andy Farrell. His man management is talked about a lot from the outside, but to keep players like yourself happy, who aren't starting. Just how good is he at doing that and making you feel it a massive part of it, like you're sharing them?
Yeah, like he's just unbelievable at giving you belief in yourself, and his ability to not ever belittle people, or like to, as someone who's been in the squad a lot of times and obviously not been picked a lot of times, I feel like in a lot of rugby environments it'd be easy to feel downtrodden or overlooked or in some way, but his ability to not do that and to treat people properly and with respect, and then obviously still back them when their chance does come, is pretty special, yeah.
And finally, Tom.
Nick, can I ask you about the Wales back row? What do you expect to see from them? The potential, big ball carrying threats coming into the weekend, maybe like Aaron Wainwright, so stuff help you.
Yeah, like their back row is always strong. When you play the Welsh regions, even the lads who don't get picked for Wales are always strong. So with Wainwright, with Plumtree, with Mann, with all these lads, a tough challenge is coming. I've known that for the last number of years, but certainly strong ball carrying, strong chop tacklers, good in the breakdown, physical, fit. Haven't even really touched on Wales yet, but they're a team that are actually a hell of a lot better than the results will show or that they're being given credit for. And I think the Scotland game, they certainly showed where they're getting to, and you can see over the course of this Six Nations, week on week, the more time they spend together, the more time they have to coach each other and get used to each other, that they're becoming a lot better and a lot more dangerous team. And we're not taking anything lightly this week. We know there's a massive challenge coming, as there is every week in the Six Nations really, but certainly as a back row we'll have to be ready for it, yeah.